Now, why would Judge Pickering not allow the tape to be played if this tape was?
Well,
did you have any history with
I have a reason, but you know, it's just my opinion of him. You know, but now you know, it's obvious why he didn't. You know, it would have proved the point. And
okay.
So.
And what would be this reason?
What really, me and my attorney got into an argument at the table. He didn't even cross-examine Louis Kittrell. My lawyer, I said, "You're not gonna," and they knew that wasn't on the tape. He wouldn't cross-examine.
Okay.
And I, you know, naturally I lost the case, you know, because I was denied fair judicial service under Charles Pickering, and you know, and my mind was blown, you know, because you know this guy pretended to be a devout Christian, and you got to ask yourself, what Christian man would condone sending an innocent man to prison, condone or cover up sending an innocent man to prison?
So now you've lost your case.
Yeah.
Do you hang on to the job?
Well, no, I didn't have the job. I had resigned from the job because I could no longer work under that kind of hostile environment. But David Turner, the superintendent, wrote a letter saying I wasn't eligible for rehire because I made unfound allegations. So for the next 10 years, Patrick, I was blackballed from getting everywhere I went to. I went and took the test to take at TSA and passed. They was going to hire me. I had got congratulations, took the urine test, but when they got that letter from the Department of Correction, all of a sudden they grew silent on the job.
So you couldn't get a job?
I couldn't get a job nowhere, man.
So for 10 years you were out, couldn't get a job?
Yeah, and what happened, Jimmy Fancher had gotten promoted to be the warden over at a newly built Marion County Regional Jail. And he hired me to come work over there.
So Jimmy knew you.
Yeah.
He was your friend. He knew that he had all along known about this case.
Right.
And he has been promoted in another prison.
Right.
State prison.
No,
so
it wasn't a state prison. It was a county regional.
County regional.
But they housed state inmates.
Okay.
The state pays them to house these inmates.
So Jimmy Fancher hires you.
Right.
And you start working at the Marion County.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, started working at the Marion County, so the Department of Correction had to approve it, and I got a job there. And what it was, this county regional, in order to stay open, they had to get accredited by ACA.
Before we go there, did you appeal this case at all?
Well, I tried to appeal. I started the appeal process.
Okay.
My lawyer told me he wasn't going to be involved in it.
Okay.
And at that time, President Bush appointed Charles Pickering to the Fifth Circuit of Appeal Court, where my appeal was going to be going.
So as you appeal the case, Judge Pickering becomes appointed.
And a recess appointment by George Bush. Okay. To be one of the appellate judges down at the Fifth Circuit in New Orleans.
Which would be the appellant
he would be one of the judges
that would hearing your case.
Right.
Okay.
So I said, no, I don't need to be wasting my time, because when I asked for a court report on Louis Kittrell's statement, they changed the wording in there. He said a pound on the witness stand, but when I got the report, they said I was supposed to bring in an ounce of weed. Okay. So I saw then that it would have been senseless for me to try to continue with the appeal, knowing that Judge Pickering was the judge. Right. And so when Judge Pickering come up for confirmation, I spoke out against him, and the NAACP used my case as one of the 6 cases that when he went through the confirmation before the Senate Judiciary Committee, that helped keep him from being confirmated as an appellate judge. But during the recess appointment, President Bush put him in there anyway. So he served for a year. Okay. So I gave up on that. At this time, Pat, I no longer had faith in the justice system in this country, you know. Okay. And so when I started working over in Marion County, you had to get ACA accredited in order to stay open. Okay. And Jimmy Fancher didn't have anybody with prison experience working there. Okay. So I went there, and we worked hard to get the place accredited, and at that time we got a 99.7 accreditation score. At the time, it was the highest in the state. Okay, I taught the academy. I built up all kind of long hours because I commuted So I stayed there through the week and worked long hours because I had a shift that I had to work, and and I had a lot of things to do.
And how far is this Marion County now from where you are?
Marion County is like 100 miles from 75 miles from where I live.
Okay, so you stay there the whole week and go back.
And I worked, and see, in order to get ACA accredited, I had to stay all kind of hours, because some things you couldn't do till at night. So they put a camper trailer down the compound for me to live in because I was there all the time. Okay. Okay, and you had to come in compliance with 400 and like 60-something policies.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a very challenging.
So you get accredited with the highest score, 99%.
Right.
Okay.
And after then, that's when all the problems started. Jimmy Fancher had got to be real popular, and it was rumored that he was going to run for sheriff. And him and Chris Epps, who was the deputy commissioner, had an ongoing little vendetta from the time that they worked at the prison in Parchment. Okay. What happened, the Department of Correction was going to take over the inmates' canteen and take over all the revenue. So Lord Fortenberry, the president of the Marion County Board of Supervisors, that's who hired Jimmy Fancher. They told him to fight it. So Fancher fought it. He went before a Senate hearing, and they got it.
This is the state Senate?
Yeah, the state Senate.
Okay.
And they won, and they stopped the takeover of the canteen. So friction started between him and Chris Epps and the Department of Correction at that time. Okay? And then with the sheriff having rumors that Fancher was going to run for sheriff.
The sheriff of the Marion County.
Yeah, Richard Stringer. Richard Rip Stringer. Okay? So all kind of problems started. It started all kind of rumors.
Seems like problems followed you.
Followed me, man. And next thing we know, Rip Stringer requested an investigation by the Attorney General office. Now, the
investigating Marion County.
Marion County said that me, Jimmy Fancher, James Harvey, which was a black guy as assistant warden, and so Mike Moore responded to his request. They came and investigated me. Now, they're doing an investigation. The Attorney General office never interviewed Harvey or Fancher, but they interviewed me. And like 2 or 3 months into the investigation, Sheriff Stringer fired all 3 of us.
You, Jimmy Fancher, and
Harvey.
And Harvey.
Fired us.
Okay.
Okay. We filed, I filed with the EEOC and Harvey filed with the EEOC, and we got favorable determinations, okay? After 6 months of the investigation, the Attorney General office found out that we hadn't done anything criminal or ethical.
Unethical, okay.
Right. Or ethical.
Okay.
But we didn't get our jobs back.
Yeah.